the topic morphological alternation in English. Now we have discussed morphological productivity, in which we look at the patterns of already existing words, and then we use that pattern for the new words to be produced. And in that scenario, we have discussed that there are two types of words that are produced after applying those rules. One is potential and the other is actual. Now, potentials are those words which are made by applying our rules, and they have proper meaning, but they are not used in our daily communication. So they are called potential in the sense that they have the capability to be actual word in future. Because so far they haven't been used as the actual word. But they have the potential, the capability to be used in future. Then the actual words are basically those words which are produced and which are being used in actual communication and daily usage. Today we are moving forward to the morphological alternation in English. Now, morphological alternation is nothing. We have already discussed many things regarding the sound change, the form change. So, morphological alternation actually means that when the morpheme is changed into another form, an actual realization. For example, we have discussed that morpheme, it is an abstract unit. It comes to actual realization when it is spoken or when it is written. So, when the morpheme is coming to the surface, there are some changes to it. It changes its form because of its environment, because of its sound, or in many ways it is, in many instances, some changes are occurred to the morpheme, and these changes, according to the rule, following the rules, is called alternation. So, in simple words, when morpheme is changed into another form when it comes into actual realization, this is called alternation. Got the point? Now, morphological alternation in English involves systematic changes. Now, keep in mind systematic changes. Systematic changes, we mean that changes which are based on some rules. Otherwise, if it were not systematic changes, it were not based on rules, it would have been called alteration. There is only the difference of nasam, alteration and alternation. Alteration is changing without any pattern, without any system, without any rule. Now, alternation basically it is changing on some specific pattern, on some specific system or rule. So that is why we call it morphological alternation. So, and the structure of names to express grammatical, phonological, and semantic differences. These alternations include changes in vowels. Sometimes, when morpheme comes to the surface, the vowel sound change. Just as we have discussed in ablat. Right? Then consonants. Some consonants are also changed when they come to actual realization in the form of spoken or in the written form. Stress patterns. Sometimes stress is shifted from the beginning to the end, sometimes to the middle, and sometimes to the first. So we will be discussing these patterns. Addition of affixes. There are various types of morphological alternation. Now look at this, for example, the first one. The first occurrence, the first situation in which the morpheme is changed in actual realization. So the first one is phonological alternation. Now it is evident because phonology is concerned with the sound system. So it means that the morpheme will be changed and with regard to its sound. So that is why it is called phonological alternation. Now, phonological alternations involve changes in sound. Keep this in mind: changes in sound due to phonological rules. Now, you see there is a condition of giving the rule.
Yes.
Why it is called alternation, not alteration? Because it is based on some specific rule. So, whenever any evidence, any situation, or any occurrence is based on rule, it will be called the changes according to the rule, which is called alternation. Often influenced by the environment around the morpheme, but most of the time you can say about 90%. It is based on the environment where the particular sound is, where the particular morpheme is, because the neighboring morphemes influence its sound. For example, look at handkerchief, Handkerchie. There we have a lesion of the sound. We only say handker because most of the time the da sound before ka sound is elided. So it is because of the neighboring sound. Now, for example, plural morphemes. Now look at this. We have already discussed this type of pattern. Look at this that I have highlighted in blue. For example, the plural morpheme S. Morpheme is sa. Morpheme is, actually it is pronounced as sa, but we have to utter it as sa. So when we make cat as cats, so the same morpheme is realized in the same way as it was morpheme. This phone is realized as morpheme because morpheme was sa and the morph is also sa. The actual is also sa. Then za, the plural za, dogs. The morpheme is sa, the same sa, but it is realized as za. Dogs. Look at the end. Now, this change, this is called alternation because the sa morpheme has been changed into za. Then again, is the buses. Now again, we see here sa morpheme, but it is realized as is buses. Now, three realizations. There is consistency, right? The same, the morph is similar to the morpheme. Morph is the actual realization when we speak it. It is inconsistent with the morpheme because it has been changed. Now this one is again changed. Now this inconsistency between the morpheme and the morph are the same origin. This is called alternation.
Yes. Sir?
That is phonological. Yes.
Sir, can you please repeat the handkerchief example?
Handkerchief. We cannot pronounce it handkerchief.
लेकिन alternation और वो ड साउंड का भी चेंज हो रहा है
because it is followed by ka. अब ये जो मैं आपसे कहता हूँ कि based on rules. अब इसमें because there is some certain rule, it is not haphazard, right? So we have a rule that whenever a word ends at voiceless sound, in which our vocal cords don't vibrate, so its plural will, you know, will continue to be the same sound. Again, I repeat.
Yes.
Whenever a word ends in a voiceless sound, just like ta in cats, ta, then its plural would be realized as sa. And whenever a word ends in a voice sound, voiced, and which our vocal cords vibrate, that would its plural will end is at sa. Just like dogs. There are many words, for example, blogs, right? Uh, boys, right? Now, when a word ends at a sibilant sound, S-I-B-I-L-L, sibilant, B-I-L-A-N-T. Sibilant means the hissing sound, the whistling sound, in which we narrow down the opening of our mouth with the palate and produce a whistling sound. These are whistling sounds, sibilants. So then the end would be is, houses, buses, right? So now you see that in this phonological alternation, there is a proper rule, and the words are forming those rules and making rules. We are going ahead for another instance, that is submission. We have already discussed this.
Yes.
So submission involves replacing one form with an entirely different form to mark grammatical distinctions. So for the grammatical distinctions, there are different forms of the same word, totally using different roots. For example, go. Now the second form of go is went. There is nothing common in go and went. You see, no physical realization, no physical resemblance. That the new person should say that it has been derived from this. Totally new root, we have used this. This is called substitution. So that is the past tense of go, which is totally, now you see, this morpheme. This has totally, gone to the morphological shape, totally different shape, right? Then we have D, the Kapula one. I have already discussed you
Yes.
that is a unique type of form in English. Its base form is BE, but it has different realization. Actually, it has one realization of M
Yes.
when it comes with the first person. I am going, I am walking. And it has the realization of is when it comes with the third person singular. She is riding, he is running, he is swimming, Ali is you know going to the university. So the second realization is. The third one is are. When it comes with the plural, they are walking, right? They are writing, they are playing. Now that is called copular verb because copula in Latin, it is. You must have seen the unicellular organism amoeba.
Yes.
So copula means amoeba. And it is the characteristic of amoeba that it doesn't have its own shape.
Yes.
But it takes the shape of the container in which we put it, just like water. So similarly, this verb, it doesn't have, it changes its shape according to the subject. Its basic form is be, but it changes its form in accordance with the subject. Whatever the subject is, it changes its shape. Now, you see, am, is, was, were, are, these are its shapes, which are totally different from the base form. Then, coming to adjective, comparative degree, and superlative degree. Now, good, better, best, right? There is nothing common in these. It's totally different roots for the different forms of the same. Now, the third one, ablaut. That is vowel alternations. Means in which the vowel sounds are changed when our morpheme comes into actual realization. So vowel alternation is common in English, especially in strong verbs. Sing. Now the second form would be sang, and the third would be sing. Sorry, sung. So sing, sing, sung. Now we have the basic skeleton is that, but we only change the vowel sound,
Yes.
right? As it is just like Semitic languages. We have two Semitic languages. One is Hebrew, Abrani. The other one is Arabic. And the characteristics of these two languages that there is no vowel sound in these two languages. But we insert vowels amid the consonants for the zabar and zair and pesh, right?
Yes.
इन जबारों में कोई वाव साउंड नहीं है, उसमें हम वावल्स के दरमियान डाल देते हैं,
Yes.
right? So similarly, here in this abroad, we just the basic skeleton is that of consonant sound, but we change only the vowel sound into another form. Then drink, drank, drunk. This is similar pattern, right? And write, wrote, read. Now you see in every instance we are changing the vowel sound.
सर वो जो फोटो फीस वाली एग्जाम थी सिमिलर से
वो plural, वो भी है.
इसमें आज
That is a lot, yes. Tooth, teeth, goose, geese. Then I think that is a new thing for you, because we have discussed ablaut, but we haven't discussed consonant alternation. Ablaut is vowel alternation, and this one is consonant alternation, right? Now, from the title of the phrase, it is evident that there must be some change into the consonant sound. Now, less common in English. Now, this process, this phenomenon, it is less common. It is not mostly the ablaut is, involved in making plurals as well as making second form of verbs. Means it is common in English, but this one it is less common. But examples include subtle shifts to mark distinctions. Now, there are subtle shifts. For example, house. Subtle means complex, or minute. Now we have these differences mostly include and the distinctions of nouns and verbs. When we pronounce verbs, it is different from the pronouncing the word nouns of the same word. For example, house. You see, in the first instance, we have noun which is pronounced as house with the sa at the end. But if we make it as a verb for lodging someone or staying someone somewhere, it becomes house. He housed here for 3 days. Not housed, housed. Now, in the verb form, it would be pronounced as the. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
So it means the vowel, the consonant, the final consonant sa changed into za, and when it was converted into verb form. Similarly, this is very common mistake by our people. I see this that most of the time it is pronounced as use, but in the noun form it is use, not use. In the noun form it is use, but in the verb form it is use. It is for student use, and you should use this. When it is a verb, you have to pronounce as za sound, and when it is noun, you have to pronounce as sa. Right?
Yes.
For example, you have seen on the dustbin, use be,
Yes.
because it is verb, use be. But when you say it is for the children use, बच्चों के इस्तेमाल के लिए as a noun, then you have to say use. Now, in the verb form, it would be pronounced as house. In the noun, it would be house. And similarly, coming to use. So in the verb form, it would be pronounced as use. But in the noun form, it would be pronounced as use. Actually, the consonant has changed its sound from noun to verb.
सर
So this is the instance of
सर जो रीड वर्ड है रीड उसको जब हम पास सेकंड और थर्ड फॉर्म में चेंज करते हैं तो उसको हम लिखते तो वैसे ही हैं लेकिन उसको स्पोकन में हम रेड पढ़ते हैं तो वो किस में आता है
very good question. Basically, R-E-A-D. It is read.
यस
So when we write read, it is a long sound. It is a long sound. For example, this. You see this
यस सर
laugh, which is similar into this here.
Yes.
And when we pronounce it as read, read, it becomes. Now this sound has been changed into short sound.
यस
So this is the instance of abrupt.
ओके
जो अभी हमने पढ़ा, because long close vowel change into short.
शॉर्ट
Now stress shift. It is also a phenomenon, in morphological alternation. So stress placement changes between nouns and verbs. It is very important in English that when there is the question of verb and nouns, stress pattern changes in English. Just as we see the consonant change, similarly stress also changes with the comparison of nouns and verbs. For example, we say record. Record and record.
Yes.
So stress on the first syllable, and in verb it is on the second. Stress means giving prominence to some part of the word. Prominence, do you know prominence? To make something prominent, visible, or audible to other people. Similarly, permit, permit, permit. Now, permit, the stress is on the first, which means allows. Do you have any permit for going there? And then is a verb, it becomes permit. So the stress, yes, changes to the second. Now this is stress shift. We have in the last, evidence of alternation, that is reduplication. Reduplication is nothing but repeating the same thing for the emphasis and meaning. Sometimes the repeated words has been changed, and words. Sing song, ding dong, right? It is not common in formal English. Remember this thing, it is not basically used in academic English, but it is common in informal English. For the sake of emphasis. For the sake of emphasis. So, reduplication exists in colloquial expression. Colloquial means street language, informal language. Bye bye, for example, right? And the same word has been repeated exactly. Chit chats. We have just a slight change involved. We also have the Mahmal and Urdu, Gapshap, right? Chai, Shai. In Urdu, Punjabi. I think it is Punjabi, Chai, Shai. Roti, shoti. There is a difference. In Urdu, we have said roti, roti. In Punjabi, roti, shoti. Right? So, flip flop. Right? So, such type of words. Yes. No, it's okay. Because we can repeat the same word. Again. So now you see there are some changes. Sometimes in vowel sound, sometimes in consonant sound, sometimes the whole of the root and the form of subtraction. Such type of changes in the actual form, in the actual mark from morpheme is called alternation. So that was all for today. If you have any question, you can ask.